Examination of the adjusted national budget has stalled. Members of Parliament's Public Administration and Appropriations Committee, PAAC, on Wednesday refused to consider the revised budget without a report from the Auditor General. Gabriel Thompson reports.
The government is cutting spending from $853.5 billion to $838.1 billion to accommodate a $120 billion hit to its coffers as a result of an economic crunch brought on by COVID-19. The government is also proposing to adjust the fiscal rules to allow it to push back the date for achieving a 60% debt to GDP target and reduce the primary surplus targets. PAAC Chairman Dr. MCNEILL and other members of the committee noted that given the major changes to the budget, the advice of the Auditor General would be needed.
This law has indicated that we must reach a debt to GDP by 2025-26. It is now going to be set back 2 years.
Right,
it indicates the conditions by which you can do that, and in other words, a national disaster.
Well, that's the question I'm asking.
But it then says to be able to do it, it has to be, all your figures must be checked and a report must be given by the Auditor General before this is done.
However, government member of the PAAC, Leslie Campbell, noted that the committee had previously been advised by Financial Secretary Darlene MORRISON that a report from the Auditor General was not needed for supplementary estimates of expenditure.
FS, has the issue arisen before where you advised this committee that it was not necessary to get the opinion of the Auditor General in relation to supplementary estimates?
No, not that I'm aware of.
I'm sorry?
No.
I'm going to remind you that on the, not in the last, it's not the third quarter, I think it was before then. Yeah, you were asked generally as to whether it was necessary to get the opinion of the Auditor General in relation to supplementary estimates, and your answer then was no. Do you agree?
That's correct.
So, would you also agree that this is a supplementary estimate which you have before you? So you would also agree in those circumstances that it is not necessary, based on the advice you gave this committee, that it is absolutely not necessary to have any opinion expressed by the Auditor General.
Pressed on the issue, the Financial Secretary backtracked on her previous position.
Okay, so on this one, I am not going to give you position. I cannot give you that position at this time.
Could you advise us as to why it is that you can't provide the opinion now?
Given that this particular supplementary is suggesting a deviation from program, then we need to take other aspects of the law into consideration. Therefore, I would say that we would need to get some legal opinion on this. Just before I stop, just to indicate that earlier in the year, when the minister indicated that he would need to do a supplementary, even though we had a suspicion that we may need to suspend the rules, it would not yet have been clear as to what the required level of adjustment was. Now that we have done the supplementary, and we are currently indicating a 1.9% of GDP deviation, then yes, it would suggest that a suspension is required.
After a short suspension to allow for consultation on the matter, Dr. McNeill said it was decided that the committee would adjourn to await the advice of the Auditor General. For the news on PBCJ, I'm Gabriel Thompson.